Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and oh my goodness. Little did I know that our boy Ultimate Gohan from the Tournament of Power would end up being my worst shaft ever, or one of them. I still don't know what the final completed numbers are, but boy oh boy was it not fun summoning for my boy Tech Ultimate Gohan right here, who of course Dokkan awakens into a Gohan and Piccolo unit, right? Now, I decided to go ahead and push for the rainbow with this guy and keep going. One reason is because this unit is very good. Gohan and Piccolo are really strong. They're on a lot of teams. They're good for a lot of teams. They're just going to be good in a vast number of ways. So, I wanted to go ahead and Dokkan awaken them. Wanted to get them rainbowed. Let me level up their links to, like, you know, the 4 and 5 range, and then we'll continue with this rainbow showcase. Alright guys, so we're here in an event. We are on the Universal Survival Saga team led by double LR Jiren. Now I do want to point out, right, that LR Jiren gives 170% to Universe 11, then 150% to the Tournament Power Universal Survival Saga. Blue Kaioken Goku does give more attack and defense, but I mean, let's be real, he's a far inferior unit to LR Jiren. When I'm doing these showcases a lot of times, like, I'm not trying to bleed out every little tiny bit of attack. Like, I want to build, like, a real team here, right? So, like, that's sort of what we're doing. If you're going to run Universal Survival Saga, I mean, literally, like, 90% of the time, your best option is to go Jiren, right? There are certain places, like, I guess maybe the God of Destruction event stage where you're fighting Moscow, and because Blue Kaioken Goku will have type advantage there, and then, you know, Spirit Bomb, you can really get yourself going, right? But Jiren, for the most part, is going to be a superior leader, so that's why we're running Jiren as double lead right here. Alright, so I got Gohan and Piccolo up to, again, around the 5-ish range. I actually really like this unit. I think I probably will level 10 link them, because I think they can be pretty useful. They're on a bunch of different teams that do need help. I mean, looking at them, the only thing, though, that is a bit unfortunate upon going over them, because I've spent so much time on, you know, UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta that, you know, for a while I didn't really have too much time to, like, look at what Gohan and Piccolo were doing and stuff like that. And it's like, Gohan and Piccolo are a support type unit for Reps of Universe 7, but it's on super attack for them that they give a support type buff. So if we do this right here with Evolution Blue Vegeta in slot 1, Vegeta is not getting the buff from Gohan and Piccolo, right? Gohan and Piccolo would need to be in the first slot in order to actually get that. What's their defense right there? 56k? And they get 120% defense on Super. Honestly, that's not really too great right here. So their defense is only like 120k-ish or something like that. Like, I probably would like it more. I mean, that is on Super Attack. Let me just read their passive, right? So they get 20% attack and defense at the start of each turn. Which could be good, you know, for longer events that will allow them to stay certainly very competitive. They get an additional 120% attack and defense, and a great chance of stunning the attacked enemy or performing a super attack. So, a la physical Angel Golden Frieza, right? Then they perform a guaranteed crit on stunned enemies. Certainly could be a useful ability. I guess especially if they do a double super attack, that will allow them to perform a guaranteed crit, which could be very good. Then they give Reps of Universe 7 category allies. I'm just going to go ahead and annihilate Zangief right here with UI Goku. Again, then they give Reps of Universe 7 category allies 2 key and 20% attack and defense. That's a nice buff. And disable enemy guard when performing a super attack if there's another Reps of Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. So, a lot of their passive is completely conducive around having another Rep of Universe 7 with this unit, right? And when you look at their links, here, I'll say what their links are in a second when we'll actually go over it. It just does go to show that this unit, like, is really good, but you do have to have them with a Rep of Universe 7 for sure. And not, I guess that's not even correct. Not a Rep of Universe 7, but a Tournament of Power Rep of Universe 7 specifically. So right here, see, with Vegeta, we have Tournament of Power and Fierce Battle active. We get them with the Gohan and Frieza, and then all of a sudden we have almost everything active. So that's going to be pretty good, right? So their links are Cold Judgment. That's huge. That really helps them. Yeah, dude. Literally, between them getting the extra 20% attack and defense from one more turn, and then having, like, Cold Judgment and Brainiacs both active right here, I guess. And what's Speedy Retribution? 15% attack and 5% chance to evade at level 10 links, but Cold Judgment and Brainiac is giving a lot of defense. So now when this unit super attacks, look at this. So last turn, their defense, I think, was like maybe 120k, 130k, something like that. Now it's going to be well over 200k. So it's like turn 4 or turn 3, we would have been able to get our ass in gear with this Gohan and Piccolo unit, right? Now, do keep in mind as well that Gohan and Piccolo get the lion's share of their attack on super attack. They get 120% on super attack, and then they get a greatly raised attack for 1 turn on their super attack as well, right? So that's really good. Also, let me see. So, yeah, you know what's interesting is then the Gohan and Frieza unit, they also give the Reps of Universe 7 category allies the support type buff on attack. You know, thinking about that, that makes me like these units a bit less. Both Gohan and Piccolo and Gohan and Frieza. The fact that they do it on super attack, I think is just pointless. They should have done it, I think, just passively. Would have worked, I think, far better than what we've got right here. So Gohan and Frieza, I'm going to do their Rainbow Showcase next where we prioritize them. Dude, look at that, 1.59. That's just not that impressive. Again, they're going to get their own video right after this, but... See, this is going to be a lot better. Yeah, 2.46. That's much better. Now, again, they're only getting the 20% buff from the Gohan and Frieza unit. But keep in mind that this unit, like, they get a huge attack buff on super, right? So what's going to happen is you get support type units around them, and their damage is going to shoot way up. So, like, we have a rotation where we have, you know, Gohan and Frieza and God Topo, which is going to happen next turn. And, like, their damage is going to go, like, above 3 million, right? When it comes to their links, right, again, Cold Judgment, Brainiac, Solid Support, Kamehameha, Speedy Retribution, Turn Up Power, Fierce Battle. Their links aren't the greatest. You do have to use them, again, with Rep of Universe 7. I mean, Cold Judgment could be good for using them on sort of, like, the Hybrid Saiyan team, which you could do sort of like a Hybrid Saiyan team / Bond of Master Disciple team, right? You know, they have Kamehameha. Like, they have good links. The only problem is Speedy Retribution. If they just had Shocking Speed instead of Speedy Retribution, I think that would have helped them out significantly. They did not need whatsoever to have Speedy Retribution. It's so stupid, because it's like, right now, Speedy Retribution, there's 3 units that you could use on the Universal Survival Saga that have that. You have Dispo, Gohan and Piccolo, and Gohan and Frieza. And I think Gohan and Frieza and Dispo are only okay. Gohan and Piccolo I do think is a very good unit, but just that Gohan and Frieza and the Dispo, like, and then like other units that have it is like Birder and like random Yamcha units, and then like Oceanus Shenron. It's like, dude, like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, they think they're funny. Like, let's just put let's just put a dead Link on them. Like, how about that? Why don't we just toss some complete trash fodder dead Link on like a unit? Well, I mean, this unit, this Gohan and Piccolo, by the way, is actually like one of my worst shafts of all time. I ended up pulling, what is it, like 13 UI Gokus before I got my 5th copy of the Gohan and Piccolo. So like, it's annoying to think about. I mean, obviously that was a mistake, but you know, listen, once I'd started, I mean, I'm gonna keep going until I finish, right? Okay. I think I'm gonna do this turn exactly like this right here, because they're not gonna get anything. Oh no, they will. That's what. That's Solid Support. What? How much attack are they getting from Solid Support right now? 13%. Okay. It would be better for me to do this, because remember, God Topo. Actually, it would be better to do this. This will give me the best buff for this turn. Yeah, because having Solid Support is more impactful than Topo's little super attack bonus that he gives. So we'll go ahead and do that. Next turn, Gohan and Piccolo are going to be fully built up, by the way. They're going to have their full 80%. So here, they're at 129k defense. Again, that's like their defense after they super is like 270k, 260k, somewhere in that range. So this Gohan and Piccolo unit is definitely formidable. Like, if we're talking Infinite Dragon Ball History or the God of Destruction event or Legendary Goku event, I think their damage numbers look pretty good to me. Their defense looks pretty good to me. Then the support type buff can certainly help. More so if you have a full Reps of Universe 7 team. Because see, like I said, 3.58, huh? But what sucks is with that support type buff, it's almost like you want to put them in the first slot, but you don't actually want to put them in the first slot because they get the lion's share of their defense on super attack. So I'm sort of not the most enamored with how this unit is built. I definitely would have well preferred that. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that. Damn it! No. Hold on. I'm resetting the app. No. I did not mean to do that. God damn it! I want to use Goku's active skill, and then we're gonna use Vegeta's active skill because I want to see Vegeta's special windscreen thing. Vegeta's special windscreen is so awesome. I like it because it gives you like the wide angle of the Tournament of Power stage, and then, you know, it's just like him there, like, you know, in base armor destroyed, stuff like that. Like, I think that looks so cool. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Let's have UI Goku go ahead and pepper Bojack with his active skill. Again, this is another thing about these LRs, right? Like, I'm seeing people, like, it's just everyone's gonna be able to evaluate units differently, right? I see people saying like, oh, they're overrated, they're not that much better than other units in the game and stuff like that. The revival skill sucks, you're never gonna be able to get to use it. And it's like, are Goku and Vegeta overrated? I would say hell no. Goku and Vegeta are definitely not overrated. But do you want to say that the revival skills were not done ideally? Yeah, I would. I think the like hit restrictions is fine, but the HP restriction under 50% is dumb. It could have been under 80%, under 70%, something like that. Like, you just have no chance most of the time to even activate it. That's why I'm just not a fan. Under 50% HP going into the turn, like, it's like, so you go into the turn 51% HP and then you just auto die. Like, you know, it's just set up in a way that it's just stupid. Okay, so no other support besides the Gohan. Actually, I'm tempted to have Gohan and Piccolo immediately at the start because there will be no support right here. So this is Gohan and Piccolo full built up with no support. I think I'm actually a little bit more curious to see that. Again, I think I'm in a level 10 link them, so we'll take a look at more stuff. But I do want to see what they're going to do with no support fully built up. 3 mil. That's without support, by the way, because again, Gohan and Frieza, they become a support type unit after they super attack. So that's 3 million Gohan and Piccolo by themselves. If that had been a double super, their attack stat would have gone up. They also do have a medium chance of doing a crit on super attack, by the way. I didn't mention that. Their super attack effect is greatly raised hit for 1 turn, and then medium chance of doing a crit. It's a 30% chance of critting on their super attack effect. So whew, they're good. They're a really strong unit for sure. All right, so now we are on the Bond of Master and Disciple team. Since we're on the Bond of Master and Disciple team, I figured why don't we get this support set memory active. So what this one does right here, this Gohan and Piccolo one, and it's fitting since we're doing the Gohan and Piccolo showcase right here. They give Bond of Master and Disciple. Actually, I could just show it, but they give Bond of Master and Disciple category allies 10% attack and defense for 2 turns. So for the first 2 turns, all these category units get 10% attack and defense, which is fine. All right, so here we can get just Tournament of Power and Fierce Battle equipped active right there. I mean, they're gonna get to 130, 140k after they super attack, but it's definitely like you see them, they look far less impressive when they don't have the Gohan and Frieza around to really get a lot of those big time links. Again, as well, I mean, 2.32 is still good. It's just their defense. I think a lot of their defensive power is going to revolve around getting Cold Judgment and Brainiacs active. So I think they could work potentially good. How would they work with Tech Ultimate Gohan? So they'd have Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, and Fierce Battle. They would not have Ki. So that definitely could be an issue. Let's see. So they don't even give themselves Ki on super, because once you super attack, that's when their support type ability activates. Because if it was at the start of turn, they'd give themselves 2 Ki, but because it activates on super, they're not even giving themselves Ki. So, it's like, I could see how I would say probably overrated this unit on initial glance. It's like, they're good, but they're designed in such a way where, like, I would argue they're balanced. but balance is not fun. Balance does not equate to fun, right? Basically. This is not Legends, where we have to worry about the entire player base crying because they created some ridiculously overpowered unit that's just tearing through PvP, right? This is just PvE. Like, we want the more busted, the better. I think this unit, what they should have done that I think would have really, there's 2 changes to this unit. Rather than shitty speedy retribution to give them shocking speed, wha-bam. That helps. And then their buff is just at the start of turn. You do those 2 changes and they become a very interesting unit. Alright, so remember that this Piccolo gives a massive defensive buff. What is it? 77% defense? I believe this Piccolo gives right here. But yeah, it gives 77% defense to all allies. So, wow, and they're only at 43k, even with that defensive buff he's given, huh? Yeah, it's like Gohan and Piccolo, like, in the right situation, like, they look so impressive, right? But, like, let me see, what attack stat do we get right here? This is 1.98. Remember, we don't have, the support type memory is only for the first 2 turns. That first attack we got with them, the support type memory was active. I mean, I like what this unit can do, but they're definitely not, like, the best spanner unit in the game or something like that, right? Like, they're definitely not, I would say, on that level, although they are fairly good. Again, it's just one of these things where you're going to want to use them alongside other representatives of Universe 7. I would say that's going to be very important because the main key link you're going to be working with them is Tournament of Power. And then you really want to get Cold Judgment and Brainiac units around as well. I mean, this unit definitely... Here's the thing. If we're talking right now, the entire game, outside, you know, some Extreme Super Battle Road stages certainly are, like, really difficult for a lot of the player base. Super AGL Extreme, Super Battle Road, Extreme Tech Extreme, Super Battle Road. Like, those are just brutal stages. And then, of course, you know, when the 10 new stages come out, like, the global, like, a lot of those stages would be difficult. But besides, like, a couple of those Extreme Super Battle Road stages, and then the God of Destruction event, the entire game is doable with, like, almost, like, all so many units, right? So, considering this Gohan and Piccolo would be very effective in a God of Destruction stage. Currently there's not an AGL stage, but if there's an AGL stage, I think this Gohan and Piccolo would be very, very effective in there. Especially, you know, like, if you're running, like, I don't know, maybe Bond of Master and Disciple, slash Hybrid Saiyan, because Future Gohan can be pretty good in long events if you're using him correctly. Alright, so this is turn 3. Gohan and Piccolo are still not fully built up. Keep in mind that Future Gohan is serving as a support type unit for them, right? So we are getting a support type buff right now from Future Gohan, which is important. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how much damage Gohan and Piccolo will do. We'll probably make this the last rotation. Alright, so remember that they would be giving the support type buff to Blue Vegeta as well. 2.6 right there. Yeah, it's like once you start getting to, like, their 3rd turn, the damage they're doing gets really high. We're not getting the medium chance to crit too often, though. That's the one negative thing. Yeah, so let me know what you think of this unit. Again, I think they're very good, but I do think they could have been a little bit better also. Alright, so this is Bond of Master and Disciples Joint Training, Ultimate Gohan and Piccolo. Their leader skill is Bond of Master and Disciple category key 3 and 130% of stats. So I will say this, that is good for Dokkan Battlefield. Immediately, my eyes are glued to that, right? We're starting to get a lot of sort of banner units and stuff like this, to where people could potentially start having backup teams of, you know, something like Bond of Master and Disciple, Goku family, especially Goku family and Vegeta family, especially after the EZA of the Saiyan Saga, Physical Vegeta and Tech Kaioken Goku. Like, having a lot of leader skills like that floating around is a very good thing. Again, that will allow, you know, free-to-play players to potentially have very good backup teams. One thing I might do is I'll go through my box and build an assortment of sort of, like, backup teams that people could have. I mean, a lot of it would be predicated on, like, you know, being able to pull this unit on, like, the 6th-year anniversary, you know, to run sort of a backup Bond of Master and Disciple team or something like that. But, like, I feel like that's usually in Battlefield you want to go the typings. Direct typings will just help you out the most. But you're gonna need backup teams, right? So that'll be good to know. Their super attack is the Kamehameha and Special Beam Cannon, which greatly raises attack for 1 turn, so 50% attack buff. They do supreme damage to the enemy, and then they have a medium chance of doing a crit. So obviously that's good. Their passive skill, Peak of Tension, gives them 20% attack and defense at the start of each turn, up to a max of 80%. So they need to be around 4 turns to get their full buff. They get an additional 120% attack and defense, and a 70% chance, a great chance, of stunning the attacked enemy when performing a super attack. That stun would be a 1-turn stun, by the way. So if we're using them in Universal Survival Saga Super Battle Road and they're in slot 2, you know, if whatever you stun, that they're going to be stunned just for the remainder of that turn, right? They perform a guaranteed crit on stunned enemies, so additionals works really well with this unit, because your first super attack could stun them, second super attack would be a guaranteed crit from that part of the passive there. And then they give Reps of Universe 7 category allies 2 key 20% attack and defense, and they disable enemy guard when they perform a super attack if there's another Rep of Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. So if you have them in slot 2, their support type buff is not going to affect the unit in slot 1, right? Because it will, but all the actions that character in slot 1 have taken have already been completed for the turn, right? All the hits they would receive, all the damage they would have dealt is already done. It's like the buff does affect them, but you're just not going to see any results of that buff, right? That, again, the way I would make 2 changes to this unit, and I think they'd be fine. That buff should just be start of turn. And then their links, Cold Judgment, Brainiac, Solid Support, Kamehameha, Speedy Retribution, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle. Speedy Retribution should be made Shocking Speed. That's the other change I would make, because typically Ultimate Gohan units and Piccolo units both have Shocking Speed. A lot of them do. So there's no reason for a Ultimate Gohan and Piccolo unit not to have Shocking Speed. It's very, very stupid. Their 12 key multiplier is 140%. That is typically what we expect to see from whatchamacallit. That's what we would expect to see from banner units and non-Dokkan Festival exclusives and stuff like that, right? And then they are on a number of different category teams. Typically, sort of these Join Forces units categories are usually a real pain in the ass, but they actually ended up being on a lot of different good teams, so that's good. So for starters, they got on the Battle of Wits team. Battle of Wits got a very big buff so far from part 1 of the anniversary. I mean, look at that. I have, 7 units right here added to Battle of Wits. I've got the Golden Frieza and Gohan, their SSR, the Gohan and Piccolo. This is going to become LR Master Roshi, and then I'll have a copy of his TUR as well. The Tien and Roshi card, and then the Krillin and 18 card. All on Battle of Wits. So Battle of Wits is a good category, and it definitely got a lot better with this anniversary. Then they're also on Representatives of Universe 7. Again, another category, obviously, that's gotten massively buffed. I mean, since Blue Kaioken Goku came out in JP, so this is like April 2nd, I think, of 2020 or something like that. Look at the units that have been added to Reps of Universe 7. Reps of Universe 7 is legitimately becoming one of the stronger categories in the game, even with how small and limited it is. It's crazy, it's crazy. Then Gohan and Piccolo are also on the Universal Survival Saga team. Again, another team that's now just absolutely insane. Many of the major players we wanted from the Tournament of Power are now in the game. I mean, we still could use like an LR Kefla, an LR Hit. We need Dokkan Festival exclusive God Topo. You know, there's some other units they could do, but some of the main ones, LR UI Goku, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta, Gohan and Piccolo, those were 3 of the biggest ones people were always asking for. We now have those, right? But there's other units they could do, like a transforming, you know, like Blue Goku into UI Sign, stuff like that will happen, I'm sure. Then we also have the Bond of Master and Disciple category. Another team that got, again, 3 major players added to it. With Evolution Blue Vegeta added to this team, he really helps, because now, you know, Vados and Evolution Blue Vegeta are a really nice pairing, because Vados gives Blue Vegeta 60% attack and defense from her support type ability, which is really big, right? Then we're on the Kamehameha category team right here. Of course, major units were added to this team as well. But in my opinion, not having Evolution Blue Vegeta on this category almost disqualifies it, I think, from being like it's still definitely one of the best teams, but like there's no way I'm going to call this the best team in the game when it doesn't have the Evolution Blue Vegeta on it. Like him and Goku, I think, are just like built different for sure. Then of course they're also over here on the Join Forces category team. Join Forces slowly but surely is rounding itself into shape, but we just need them to continually release Join Forces units constantly, so you could start to build certain teams and stuff like that, right? I mean, you definitely could do like a Tournament of Power build now, right? So you could do like, you know, Evolution Blue Vegeta, Kaioken Blue Goku, you know, then you could have the Gohan and Piccolo, Gohan and Frieza, you get like the Topo/Pride Trooper unit, Castle/Pride Trooper unit, you know, just getting, you know, LR Kill and Caulifla, doing stuff like that could help, right? Like, you know, obviously Goku and Frieza, like, as we get, like, more units with consistent key links, and then I would like to see more leaders for Joint Forces as well. This category will continue to look good. And then finally, they are on the Power of Revival category. This, of course, is LR Evolution Blue Vegeta's new category, which is pretty good. This is a rather good team, I would say. But it has a bright future. Like, the main reason I look at it and I'm filled with hope is that all Revival units will be added to this category, which would be crazy in the future, right? So let me know what you guys think of this Gohan and Piccolo unit. I think they are very good. They could have been a little bit better, but they still will be able to help you out, you know, in like the God of Destruction event and stuff like that. And really, that's, at this point, I would say that's what we're looking for, right? Is either units that can help in some of these extreme Super Battle Road stages, or units who could be good in the God event. So, because those are the two toughest things in the game right now. So, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.